What do you think can be done to untangle the locked horns between Mr. Wike and Fubara? The FCT minister believes that he did everything, just like you said, to make Mr. Fubara the Rivers State governor. Do you think if Governor Fubara retraces his steps and apologizes to Nyesom Wike, then and only then would there be peace?
I do not see that happening. A lot of Wike's enemies and former godfathers like Governor Peter Odili and his wife Mary, they are now behind Governor Fubara. Powerful people. They may not necessarily be very strong politically. People like Baba Edwin Clark, those ones will not allow Fubara to apologize. They have been supporting him and they will continue to support him. So, and there are people who believe that all Wike is doing is just trying to seize power. Wike is too overbearing and full of himself. Now that they found someone who has decided to stand up to him, they are going to back that person all the way. They are going to encourage that person to not have anything to do with Wike, to not make peace with him. Except if it becomes obvious that, especially through the courts, if he loses the multiple cases, the more than 30 something cases that have been instituted before the courts, the assembly can be used to whip him into line. But that can only happen if the courts affirm that those guys have not left the party. I had someone say that those guys signed an affidavit. See, let us always stick with what the law says. The law does not say you can join a party through an affidavit. The way by which you can join a party is outlined. And I think a court gave a judgment recently, even on that. But because it did not have the jurisdiction, but the judge still went on the matter of whether those guys had validly left the party. How you can leave a party, how you can join a party is already stated. You are supposed to officially join a party, go to the ward, register to be members of that party. As we speak today, they are not registered members of the APC. And their names have not been struck out of the PDP register. So the courts do not reason the way we reason. When there is a logjam, the courts have to make a decision. And judges don't simply reason the way we reason. They don't allow themselves to be overwhelmed by emotions. They will simply look at what the law says, how the law says you can join a party. Any other thing that you did outside of how the law says that you can officially join a party to be a valid member of that party, the courts will not entertain. Forget what Ugochinyere is saying. Is it not the same way that some people told us that that Federal High Court does not have jurisdiction on chieftaincy matters? But Federal High Court, as I've said repeatedly, can assume jurisdiction on chieftaincy matters if the applicant is asking for the enforcement of his right. It is there. That's what the law says. And that was why Sanusi went before a Federal High Court to demand that Governor Ganduje's decision to banish him to Toto in Nasarawa State should be overturned. And the Federal High Court overturned it. So to simply come on TV and be saying, no, Federal High Court does not have jurisdiction on chieftaincy matters is wrong. There are conditions that are stipulated in the Constitution that shows how it can exercise jurisdiction on a chieftaincy matter. And it has to do with the enforcement of human rights.